You are live, Matteo. You are live. Ridiculous. This live stream is only available for members only. I don't know if I'll get anybody. It's not a scheduled live. But Mad Matt here in the Philippines, July 6th. And my Lord, I woke up this morning. I thought, I'll go for a walk. It was really nice out, cool. And within a matter of half hour, it's so hot and humid. I'm still sweating. It's an hour after I stopped walking. I'm still sweating. But I want to talk about the things guys use here. You know, I've only been here less than 3 years, just under 3 years. And I spent a ton of money on either prescription medication since that last illness I had, or vitamins, or supplements, or trying to eat right, which requires upgrades in expenses. And I'm trying to find out what other people do, if anybody does anything. And I'm worried that nobody's going to join these lives. That gets me nervous too. I'm sitting here, I'm really new to YouTube, so I don't know what to expect and what's going to happen and who's going to be here and who's not. And I should check to make sure it's actually working on YouTube's end. Is it actually working? I don't know. I have no way of knowing. Is it working? Yes, it's working. So anyway, here I am. Yo, what's up, man? It might just be me and you if you're still here. Um, uh, I'm new to this. I'm new to trying members only stuff. I know 15 people joined, so people must be joining, but maybe they're going to watch it afterwards, which is going to make it kind of useless. Um, so we'll see. Either that, or I'm going to have to change it to they'll be public, and then people that can only watch them after they've streamed can watch them through members only. I don't know. This is kind of weird. It's a weird vibe I'm feeling here. It's the first time I've sat in a room by myself, so it's and if I have to make this public, I will. I don't know how else to do it. Uh, I guess I could change it over. It's been 5 minutes. I'll wait until the 5 minute mark, and at that point, I'll switch over. But I don't know if anybody else is spending this kind of money. I'm spending what seems to be at least another $100 a month. And when I was sick, it was even worse. Mm. See if that helps. I'll tell you what I did. I made this public. Maybe I'll just stop doing members only altogether. I don't think I have enough subscribers to actually do that. Might be a waste, but we'll see. I'm learning slowly, and surely. It's one of the things the Filipino girls will say to you, especially if you're playing billiards or doing something that they think requires more effort and time and concentration. Slowly but surely, Matteo. Matteo, slowly but surely. I wish they'd do that when they give me a knobber. Slow, honey, slow. Speed up tempo when you feel the sack tighten. I'm learning. Fuck all of you. I'm learning slowly but surely. California Cubbies, good morning, sir. I tried to do this to be members only, but I only have 14 members. I don't know what to do other than maybe give everybody their money back and wait until I have a higher subscription base. I don't think I'm going to. I think it's kind of a waste, and maybe I should just stop doing it. It's not good for people. Crypto, what's up, man? How are you? Scotty, good morning. Big sack, Matt only. I don't think I really know what you mean by that. But I'm discussing, I don't care if you're back at home or if you're here, what us guys over 45, 55 years old are doing for health, wellness, how much it's costing you. I noticed here it almost feels like it's more money to buy supplements. And it's mainly because I don't trust the Philippine supplements. I really don't. I mean, sometimes I bought things here that are supposed to be like a tablet and they come in like an oil capsule. I'm thinking, why are you putting that in an oil capsule? It's a water-based, like a vitamin B will come in an oil base. I'm like, vitamin B is not oil-based to begin with. And other things like flax seeds and chia seeds, walnuts. I eat all that stuff, man. It's hard to get here. Tom, what's up? Good morning, sir. But I don't know. Does anybody else deal with this shit, or is it just me? Even back at home, I don't remember it being this difficult. You could go to any CVS and buy a giant vitamin thing of vitamins, and you're good to go. Yeah, Teddy, that's me. I can promise you I probably fucked more than you have this year. We're 6 months into the year. How much have you fucked? I think in the first month I probably fucked more than most guys have. Please don't compare yourself to me. Don't. You're writing on there something I've already told the rest of the world. You're just repeating me. So what are you accomplishing by making that comment? If you don't have anything to say that's new or conducive, fuck off. Yeah, I had that done before I came here. Can I see you? I see a picture of 2 beers. That's all I see. Yeah, Scotty, you got to love it. They actually spend their time to troll. And then he says, I hate bar girls. Let me reiterate. I love all women. It doesn't mean I condone their behavior or think it's a healthy environment for them, their families, the guys, the people, the whole community in general. I don't agree with it. It doesn't mean I didn't utilize it. I didn't used to agree with marijuana or cigarette smoking, but I did both. You got to love it, man. And the best part is everything he wrote is stuff I've already admitted to. So what are you telling us? It's not like you saw me out there fucking a whore and you have a video of it. You're just reiterating what I've already said. I've had 2 colonoscopies and I did that shit in the bag or whatever they send in 2 times. Yeah, exactly. It is my money. It's not like I'm begging on the streets and sitting in a 7-Eleven opening doors for people. I don't understand why these people care what I do with my money. It's mine. It's my dick. It's my money. It's my life. Fuck off. The police is in the room. What's up, man? Mr. Police Officer. Am I under arrest, sir? I hurt my wrist. And no, it wasn't from jerking off. I don't know. I injured this like 4 months ago fighting with a pig, a real pig. And it didn't bother me other than for a couple days back then. And then suddenly now it's killing me. I was driving my tuk-tuk the other day and it just, Sup, chat? Sup? I thought you said super chat. Put an ER on the end of that. He is the only saint that never made mistakes. Even saints make mistakes. I mean, this guy, whatever. You should be able to spend your money the way you want. And I do. Nobody tells me how to spend my money or what to do or where to go or who to fuck or what to like and what not to like and what to do with my days and nights. Anything. I don't understand these guys that come in here and say that shit. It's like, maybe it's you that has a problem with it. If my money and my spending has something that really upsets you, or if I'm fucking a whore or a girl that works at a pharmacy, hey man, come on over, help me out. Sit down, talk to me, give me some money. Change my life. No, I never intended to live here forever unless I die before I go home. I planned on going home by 65. Maybe next week. Peace up, music. When I read your title there, the name of I thought of Madonna. Hutch is in the house. Hutch is doing well, healthily. Ahead of schedule. Yeah, Scotty, I'm looking into buying some property and putting some rentals on there. And, I'm not even going to pay for the property. I'm just going to build something on some property that nobody knows about. My man, YouTube police is helping people out. Don't let that other guy see that. He might get upset. I appreciate you, dude. Very much appreciate you. So I know it's simply your opinion. How good or bad is the local cuisine? I think that's so individual and based on where you're located. When I was in CDO, the food was pretty good. Angel City, the food wasn't too bad. But the actual local food, not my cup of tea. I was with a black chick last week and she asked me to eat her ass. And I said, I thought I already was. Is this the same guy as my man, Jim? Much peace, Jim. Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. New members. Yeah, tomorrow's morning chat will be members only, just for the record, just so people know. Any scheduled videos that are live streams will be members only. And I hope it works out. I think I have 15, maybe 16 now with Jim, but I don't have a huge fan base yet, membership or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of guys that are on these live streams aren't even subs. So I'm glad to hear it, Hutch, man. That stuff, that's hard to get over when you get older. I'm trying to get over strains. And then I'll tell you, Hutch, the last couple of weeks, I've really had an issue with wanting to get up and move, like literally moving. And I'm thinking, what the hell? So I'm talking to the pharmacy the other day. By the way, I'm going to interview her. She's got a really good group of businesses, her and her husband, really successful. I mean, the one business has been there 33 years. But I've been taking this shit for my breathing. And it turns out it's what's causing me to feel ugh. And she goes, some people, it gives energy and they feel better. It made me breathe better. It cleared my mucus up in a heartbeat. Jordan, what's up, man? How's your channel going, buddy? Dude, I'm only joking. I'm not buying man. I don't even want to buy a blowjob anymore. I've learned my lesson, man. You ever do something so much that you wake up and you pedal in your own shit and dwell on your own issues and say, fuck this, I'm never doing it again. And it put me in a state of depression, not because of the loss of the money or the waste of the money or the fact that I did the things I did. It was just, you say, good Lord, I could have put that money to any other good use. It could have been making me money in a CD or even other investments. Seattle's in the house. Jim says, good morning. I guess I don't have to read them if I put them up there. One of my channels has like 30 members or something like that. Was up around 50, but I'm not as active as I once was. The channel only has 12 members. You have members and subs. I'm confused. I'm with you, YouTube. It's one of those things where you have to just trust the process and hope that you, as a creator or whatever you're doing on there, is bringing enough people in there to appreciate your time and your energy and support you in it. You know, I told people from the get go, there's certain things it's not that I can't, I won't. It's business. If I'm going to buy this speaker that I'm looking at right here, I'm not paying for it. Somebody else is. This laptop, people help me buy it. And the same goes with StreamYard. StreamYard's, I think, $86 a month. I'm not paying for that. For what? So I can entertain other people and lose $86? That's no different than just going to the bar and spending $100 on a bar fine. And I mean that. I don't mean that rudely. I'd rather spend my time with you guys, and that's the truth. But I'm not going to pay to do it. Mississippi. The police is in Mississippi. See, that's how I feel, police. I've done things I'm not even proud of to make the money I've made in my life. And I don't have a lot of money, and I'm not old enough to be on Social Security. But, nobody's going to tell me how I can spend my money. I have a hard enough time sitting here. Every day I get a text message. Can I come visit? Can I come? But I know that's going to be 3, 4, 5,000 pesos. I got friends. I just talked to a guy I met before I ever came here. And he's in Cebu, in a province of Cebu. He's been here for years. He doesn't pay more than 1,000. Sometimes 500, he said. They'll come over, give them a massage, wax the wally, and off they go. And that's all I'm looking for. If a relationship is meant to be somewhere along the lines, it will be. But I am not. All right, Jordan, that's a good idea. I'm assuming you're from Australia. Where are you from, Jordan? With the name Melby, I'm just assuming, but assuming. Giga Twing, it's not that I don't have a sense of humor. Sometimes I don't know who's trolling and who's not. I'm with you, bro. I think it's funny what you said, but what do you want me to say to you? Oh, I missed this. I have multiple channels too. I don't have anything on the other ones, but I have them. And that's good for you that you got 2 of them monetized. That's impressive. Hey, first time. Welcome to the channel, sir. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Yeah, thumbs up, fellas. Thank you, Hayward. I'm curious what made you want a farm in the Philippines. Well, I've done that video, Dan. My whole life, I always wanted to be a farmer. Things didn't work out that way because of my childhood. At one point, my father was going to send me to a school that cost a ton of money. I think it was in Roxborough, Pennsylvania. And, he just decided not to. It was like, what the hell? And then, I used to live with my grandmother who had 4 acres. And after work, I would farm that a little bit. It was just something I always wanted to do, and I never did. And number one, at this age, it wasn't worth it. I thought going there as a foreigner with more money than most people, I was going to just dominate. And I did. I had all the pigs, but guess what? Nobody else was going to buy them from me because of it. And the owner of the property was a total douchebag. I troll the troll. Hey, dude, man, do you? I have no problem with people trolling. As long as you're not going to try to intentionally suck up the whole members board. That's just okay. Domesticated animals there aren't kept on leashes or wild. Is it safe to go out on runs or walks by yourself? I walk every day by myself, Jet, every day. And yeah, I pass 1 million dogs, 1 million chickens. You don't see too many cats that come near you. You'll see them, but they won't come near you. I've never had any problems. I remember being at a bar. I remember being outside smoking with the bouncer, and he said, "Don't go near that dog." And I'm addicted to being nice to dogs. I've never had a dog bite me. Knock on fucking wood. And there's lots of rabies centers around here. You don't want to get bit by one, but I've never seen one actually attack anybody. Seattle, okay. I'm sorry. I saw Melby, and I just kind of thought, I don't know why. I didn't say all trolls are bad. It's just when they get so super domineering of the chat. I did it first too. YouTube police. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did. I thought you were. I was wondering if you're interested in some ideas for your. Yeah, but not on here, Callie. I have no problems collaborating with other people and getting ideas and opinions and thoughts. I told you before, hit me up. Honestly, I'm more than willing to listen. And if it vibes or we gel with it, no problem. I have a ton of video ideas. Some of it's hard for me to do. I don't like walking and talking. I'm a little embarrassed about it, to be honest. I already have people notice who I am when I'm out and about, and that's kind of embarrassing too. My videos aren't the nicest. And when a local, I went to a cafe, the guy bought me a fucking, I don't know what the fuck it was called, a muffin and a coffee because he knew who I was. He was a Filipino. Zach, what's up, buddy? But Callie, 100%, man. If you want to reach out to me outside of here, I'm more than willing and wanting to. I agree with that. Reynolds? Ray. I'll just call you Ray. I agree with the food here. I don't know the food in Vietnam, but I know the food here is absolutely terrible, man. Where were you when you came? Yeah, I know he had a food thing. Hitler's birthday was on 4/20. Yeah, he smokes J's for sure. Though I haven't met her in person yet, I think she may come down this fall. We're going to attend the Ren Fest in Texas come October, man. When you say things like that, I miss the U.S. Yesterday I was reading a book and I just started missing the U.S. And there's so much to do here, but I'm not, it's easier to do when you have a Filipino. I don't want to walk around as a foreigner and just show up at these things. You guys ever, there's so much to talk about on that subject. $500. Jesus Christ. A rabies shot shouldn't cost shit. It should be free. You think they'd give it to you just for the safety of the rest of the community? What is a secure way to message you? I mean, do you want email, California? Do you want WhatsApp? I only have those two things, email and WhatsApp or Messenger, but I don't really use Messenger much. I hate it. Do you have WhatsApp, California? I think we talked about this before, but never did anything. Now, what would you change, if anything, about the YouTube journey? I have a video coming out tomorrow about my experience with the 5 months of YouTubing to date. What would I change? I don't know, because I don't know what I'm doing to begin with. I mean, let's be honest. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't edit. I'm not good at articulating myself. So, there are things I would want to do, but then, sometimes I wonder, did I get lucky because I didn't do any of those things? I mean, I'm not saying I'm way ahead of the pack, but I'm way ahead of the most people that started 5 months ago. So I don't know. I think I would have learned more about the actual process, if that makes sense. I would have studied and tried to understand the process, because I find myself doing that now. So now I'm doing what I should have done 5 months ago now, which is learning, what do you do? How do you figure this out? What do you do with that? Editing, I don't think I'd ever do. Camera gear, maybe that's something I would have bought before. I didn't have it, and I still don't have it. I would love to go into the ocean and take videos of that without worrying about the camera getting wet and stuff like that. So there's a lot that I would change, but I don't know. I didn't know this was going to be a path. I'll say this a million times, and some people don't like that I say it, but I say it anyway because it's probably true. I was down on my luck. I spent a ton of money at that farm because I thought that was going to be something I could make money with for the next 10 years and just enjoy myself, because it was peaceful there when I wasn't stressed over the money and the landlord. This was God's way of saying, yo, dude, this is your path. This is your way. And, whether it amounts to anything or not, I'll never fucking know. Or maybe time will tell me that. Right now, I'm just like I said, I'm a rookie that's not that good in an expat community. The one thing I will tell you that I wasn't aware of, I didn't know that so many people were haters. And I'm friends with guys that have other channels and other niche. They don't have this problem. This seems to be a Philippine expat and some other expat communities in Southeast Asia. That seems to be a common thing here, but you don't see it with other vlogging niche. Actually, this is Manila, Angela City. Quran. What's Angela? It's Angelis. Sounds good, man. What's your WhatsApp? Best way to tell you that is, if you don't mind, dude, I'm just going to put it on here because it's easier. That's for all rant. That's my Facebook. It should be on there, but I can also give you my US one. You're in the US, so it's easy enough. As soon as you get this, tell me, and I'll take it back down, Cubby. I'm going to post it now. Just please give me a thumbs up when you get it so I know. Yes. Right. The moment I landed, I had that here. And then the moment I came to this place, I got even worse. My first 2 months in Angela City was hell. I was eating calamentees, oranges, and all sorts of cold medication, and nothing made me better. Who's there? I find them interesting. I'm trying to tell other people that nobody else mentions. There's other channels that do things like, the one guy's living in a province that he just is kind of like, what's it called when you're living on property without paying for it? He's doing videos right now. There's other guys, young guys that are just, they come in, shoot a bunch of videos, and they get out. And these guys are making money doing that stuff. So, everybody has a different take. It's the ones that are feeding everybody bullshit. Oh, that sounds good. I just bought kidney beans. Chili sounds really good though right now, bro. You're making me want that. I will make that. Zach, I'm with you, man. Where'd you get the sour cream, bro? I can't find sour cream here. But doing another stint in Cambodia, Philippines get stale, but dating a wonderful girl at the moment kind of conflicted. Yeah. Where's your girl? Here in the Philippines? That's a hard thing. You find a good girl, trust me, dude. Even if you supply her with some money or love before you leave, she will be out and about. Now that the YouTubers are going to do videos on their YouTube journey, damn it, they can't. It's $1 late, a day short. No, a day late, $1 short. Douchey Boy tried doing that. When I first came on the stage, I did a video like in the first week about me, who I was, where I'm from, what I did, how I got here. And he immediately did one too. He's 5 years into his YouTube channel, and then he makes a video like that. Well, guess what? You can say anything you know what the people are going to be okay with and what they're not going to be okay with. There's no authenticity in that. I think authenticity is the biggest thing people want. What would you like to know about YouTubing? I forget the word they use, but I want to learn how to pan it out. So there's those other sites like X and Rumble. I want to know how I can do a video and it all goes all over the place. I don't want to just listen with any business. You don't want to be one dimensional. I don't care who you are. So do I want shorts? Yes. Do I want longs? Yes. Do I want, clips? Yes. But I also want them on Facebook and X and Instagram and Twitter and not TikTok. But I want other forms of income generated from this, even if one is geared towards bringing people here and another one's geared towards bringing people another place. Whatever it is, I just want to, that's the truth. That's what I want. YouTube, I'm not going to lie, scares me. YouTube reminds me of PayPal and eBay. It's one of those things where you think everything's well, then suddenly they take you down because you did something wrong that you didn't even know was wrong. YouTube and PayPal Facebook, yeah. eBay and PayPal used to do that all the time. And then you spend weeks fighting with somebody that you don't even know if they really understand what the problem is. I can't swear I know everything, but I know a lot. I know you do, buddy. You know, when I get time to start getting into this, I must have missed this. The expat, especially the old gatekeepers. Yeah, I mean, look, man, if you don't think people like NPR when he says stuff like that is scary, I'm assuming he got this. You know, he went around, I guess, 2 months ago telling he was going to have 4 channels taken down. And I'm thinking, that guy is the kind of guy that would sit in his apartment for 4 days on the phone and sending emails, literally trying to get somebody taken down. Yeah, squatting, that's the word. If you just texted me, buddy, I got it. Unless it was a troll. The guy's video, Joe. Yeah, Joe is an idiot. Listen, we're all going to do it. The only good thing I can say is whoever Joe is, I don't know which one you're talking about. If you're talking about Joe Go, we have all done it. Nobody has come here and been perfect. There's no fucking way. You just can't. You know, some do it with alcohol, some do it with drugs, some do it with women, some do it with bars, some do it with apartments or farms or businesses, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Multiple women, whatever. But eventually, if you're smart enough, you learn. Like in my instance, I've learned. I will never, anybody even mentions business to me, I'm out. Anybody that mentions, you know, I want to live with you for 20K a month. Yeah, that's great. You give me 20K a month, you can live with me. My dick is better than your pussy. My apartment's better than your squatting house. So, you know, things have changed. You learn, you adapt. Some people. I'm lucky. I know I've adapted. I know I've learned. Dan, there's no point in saying this because I've told people this a million times, and for some reason they seem to think that's just not real. You know, I don't say mafia. Everybody else says mafia. I worked for a family where we go into restaurants, hotels, bars, places like that, and gas stations now, and we install all of the gaming stuff, tables, you know, cigarette machines, Mega Touch, all that shit is ours. Most bars can't afford to pay that or fix it or own it, and usually when they own it, they don't get the assistance they need. We do all of that. We go in there, we install it all, we maintain it all, you know, whatever it is. Smoke eaters, you know, some bars still have smoke eaters. You know, we put anything and everything that you can get. Refrigeration if you need it, we do it. And my job was just going to collect. You know, these games they're usually 60-40. We get 60%, you get 40%. You know, and I was the collector, so I had a bunch of guys under me. They go and maintain their territory. And if a guy stopped paying, usually what they do is they borrow money on their 40%. So if they want to borrow some money, we take it out of the 40% that they owe us each week. And in doing so, they always fall behind. You know, liquor license are transferred over to owner, other things are transferred over to the owner. And then you have to go in there and you have to be the badass or the dick bag or the shit bag and say, yeah, it's a Friday night. I know that, but you're not going to have music tonight. The pool table's not going to work and your Mega Touch doesn't work. Oh, and by the way, we're taking the ice machine with us. And now you don't have ice to put in people's drinks. Happens all the time. You know, some people, oh, you shot people, you were mafia. No, I never said that. I just said what I did for a living. You guys took it to the next level, not me. Do you find it difficult to live in Prince without a motorbike or car? Can you reliably depend on buses and grabs or walking? When I was in the city, I used grabs all the time and trikes, but I have my own tuk-tuk. Big boss, good morning, sir. I'm with you, Mike. I'm not going to do it. I like to sit there. You know, there's sometimes I have to write down what I'm, you know, to keep it in order and which way I'm going to say it. You know, I can't remember everything, especially if it was my buddy JJ's story. Like, I can't remember his bullshit. I know the basis of it. I can give you a fundamental outline of his story because I know it. I have to hear it every fucking week. Sorry if you're listening, buddy. But, you know, and I'll tell you something. I never thought she was a bar girl. She didn't look like one. She didn't act like one. I just thought he hit the bingo. You know, girl only wants to see him 2 or 3 days a week. She doesn't ask for money. Oh, no shit. Never would have thought about that, Zach. See? You're smarter than me, buddy. You're going to have to send that to me later because I'm not saving it right now. Had to make it. Yeah, it sounds good. Adapt and overcome. You're not a Marine. Sit back, bro. Google says there's 115 million YouTube and less than 3% get monetized. Having a YouTube channel according to two. Yes, it's extremely rare. But then again, you have to ask yourself what's considered successful. You know, what is considered successful? I mean, many people have many different opinions on that. Is it reaching other people? Is it getting your mission or your statement out or your, you know, your thoughts, ideas? Or is it making money? Or is it a combination of the two? I mean, it can be so many different things. One thing is for sure, I am not footing the bill for all this. I already paid the Wi-Fi and the electric and the TV and all that shit, you know, and the cameras and blah, blah, blah. I owned a bar in Pittsburgh in the 80s and 90s. We split our gaming revenues 50-50 back then. Took counters out back just for fun. Poker machines. Yeah, that's what we had. That was us. And you know, like you said, 50-50. So you were renting it from somebody. We're not allowed to use the word rent. I'm sure you know that if you had a bar in Pittsburgh, because Pennsylvania is Pennsylvania. The LCB has real weird rules on that, especially when you have payouts. You know, payouts have nothing to do with me. You want to pay out your customer when they win on one of those poker machines, that's on you, not on me. I didn't pay them out. You paid them out. I've had so many owners of the bar try to take out the back of the machine because back in the 90s, you could make it so it's going to hit in an hour or hit soon or hit this or not hit. And they used to fuck with it. And it's like, you know what? Fuck this. We used to put steel plates on the back of those things. The Mega Touches, when they first came out in the 90s, they were hot, boy. It would be a wise idea of splitting your time between two countries, or can you stay in the Philippines without burning out? I don't plan on staying in the Philippines yet. I do have to get my shit back in order. Like I said, my body hurts. I'm one of the few guys you'll ever meet that said he had to gain weight. I gained weight, 40 some pounds in the last 5 months. That's how stressed out I was. I sat here and just ate carbohydrates, and I hate carbohydrates. But I'm feeling better, and now I'm moving more. And you know, maybe you didn't see me in the beginning, but I look a little better. It's taken a lot of effort. Not jerking off, not fucking every day. Dude, when you fuck every day, it drains you. Not just because you did the fuck. You know, I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours of fucking. When you have that much sex, there's a lot involved. Texting, talking, bullshitting, listening, going out, going here, doing this, doing that. For a Filipino YouTuber, am I a Filipino YouTuber or are you talking about a Filipino? Because most Filipinos don't ever make 2,000 US dollars a month, ever. Look, I don't know if it's YouTube you want or if you just want monthly revenue, but since somebody mentioned buy me a coffee, that was back in, I think it was end of February, somebody mentioned that. Since buy me a coffee, I've made more money doing YouTube than I made doing farming. Food in Philippines sucks. Yes, I agree. Jogo seems like he's a dude, even though he was used and got played. Dan, he used himself. He knew she was married. He knew she had issues. If you need to be with a girl that you want to physically change, just go find another girl. You know, let's be honest. There was nothing special about her that if he wanted to physically change her, whether it's tits or her belly or her fat, whatever, he should have just got another girl. The guy got money. We all know that. I mean, most of his subscribers we know were bought and paid for. And that's nothing against him. He did things his way, but those subscribers were bought. They're not 40,000 legitimate subscribers. They're probably 35,000 paid for subscribers, but he has the money to play. Let's sit there drinking, waiting to see you pay. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. The bar I owned was opened at 3 in the morning. So my ex-wife would close it at 2 a.m. I'd walk in at 3 and reopen. You had to have a special knock on the back because we were loaded. You're Pittsburgh, so you'll understand this. We were a dive bar on the corner, and we were less than a mile from the steel plant and the Philadelphia Inquirer building. All those night shift guys would come to my place in the morning. They had nowhere else to go. Yeah, they do. I like your photograph, Mark. I can't really see what it is, but it just looks like a man that's in a meditative state while he's working, but I can't really see what it says. What are you selling me? Some East Coast grandma? Glenn, I ain't selling you shit, bitch. One dude made like 1 million peso a year. He got himself a house and such. Dollars to pesos, 50 to 100. Big time. They say if a Filipino can make between 50 and 100K, he's doing really well per month, which sounds about right. But listen to me, my budgets are right around 100, and I'm that's never enough. No, it was that deep. Your accent is colorful and cool. You know, when I grew up in high school, my friends hated my accent. At first, I thought you were from New York. I went to junior college in Pennsylvania in 92. Christ, that's when I was outside of Scranton. Where the hell did you? Oh, Keystone College. Yeah, yeah. Scranton. You must have loved that. What a beautiful place to go. Isn't Scranton where that show was done? What was that show? I forget. It was a comedy series. It's a good show. Some paper company, whatever it was called. My ex-wife used to watch. I never got into it. That was my bar, dive bar. Close at 2 a.m. Wink, wink. Yeah. That's the way you got. That's the only way you can make money, Gary. You know how it goes. I had every Vietnam veteran in my bar in the mornings. I had every guy from the Philadelphia Inquirer that ran his route in the morning at my bar. And I had everybody that worked at Lucan's Steel at the bar. And I tried getting my buddy owned the bar right across from Lucan's Steel. And I used to say, dude, just be open in the mornings. You want to do it? I made a bulk of my income on the weekends in that bar before opening hours. Jet, I noticed the skin tax. You know, listen, when you first arrive here, a lot of guys just don't give a fuck. You know it's more, but you don't pay it. I mean, you pay it because you don't care. You think to yourself, oh, it's nothing, right? But after you're here for a year or two, you start thinking, fuck that. I'm not tipping. I'm not paying 100 for a 50. I'm not overpaying for this. I'm not renting an apartment that I know the Filipinos getting for half price. I'm not doing it anymore. And guess what? They will work with you if you put your foot down. Yeah, it looks like woodwork. I really like the photograph, man. That's something you ought to take and put on your wall. It looks like, I don't know. It just looks like a nice piece of artwork. The photograph itself. All right, Callie, if you don't mind, what's your actual real name? Lurking. The office. Yeah, that was Scranton. I know it depends on the area, but is Wi-Fi connection and speed? Listen, man, I've never had a problem with it. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not. You're going to have intermittent. But do I watch Netflix and whatever the hell it's called in football? I never have any problems ever. Gary. Mr. Schaefer's in the room. Good morning, Mr. Schaefer. Yeah, it's acceptable. It's not perfect. Nothing here is going to be perfect except for that piece of ass that you might find that you like. Other than that, nothing else is perfect. Yeah, Candid was, I liked their video, but it was a little off. There's some Filipinos now that are saying, you know, they want, and I'm saying family. They think the upper echelon is 300K. Zach, I think the statistics reports are completely wrong. I can say there's many guys, Filipinos and Filipinas around here that are making way more than 100K a month. They're driving cars, they have nice houses, they're dressed well, they go out to eat weekly, if not more. They're all going to Boracay on the weekends. I mean, these guys are living. Yeah, Jim, I set it up. Tomorrow will be the first one. So tomorrow 9 a.m. the scheduled live stream will be members only. This is pending, how it goes. I don't know if I have enough subscribers to even make this a go. I was trying to do it so everybody, it pays for the StreamYard and people don't feel so obligated or listen to me asking for super chats and all that shit. It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you, okay? I'm not ever going to sit on a computer for 2 hours every single day and make videos 3 times a week if I can't get a little something out of it. It's okay when I was talking about things I wanted to talk about. Now I'm giving information that other people want, whether I have it or not. And I'm not complaining. I enjoy doing this, but I'm not going to do it for free. It starts to add up. Yeah, look at Jim. Jim banged it out real quick. Jim, you should have got your money back, or if anybody was overpaid for the previous month, they give you your money back. The man, the myth, the legend, Matteo. Oh, Matteo, what have you done to me? My boss had so many people come to his place. I remember he was in federal court, and he literally big fat guy, big fat Italian guy, and he doesn't know I have this channel. I don't care. Every time this judge or the lawyer said something to him, fuck you, fuck you. And at one point, I think after the third time, the judge said, "Listen, every time you do that, it's going to cost you $1,000." And my boss literally went, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck," like that 10 times, and he knew there was nothing they can do to him. He's in that gray area of the law that the LCB put into existence, and he knew that there was nothing they could do. They raided his house so many times looking for money. They'd rip walls down. They'd do everything else. Jetpack, that's a whole different ball game. Phillies, T-backs, they were sports bars, but they're also, hoe bars. I don't know. It's up to you where you're at. I'm sure every city has them. Zach, I think a lot more Filipino families are living like American families are right now. And when I say that, I mean like the boomers and the millennials. They're so overspent. I'm not saying the boomers are now, but they were at one point. I would eventually guess most boomers at one point were renting furniture. You know that rent-a-center shit. Boomers, they started out so poor and then suddenly just overpaid for everything and then got their shit together, got the money they deserved. Generation Xers, we're the total opposite. We didn't want to fucking owe anybody. I know I didn't. I hated owing anybody any money. We lived a whole different life existence. But they do say the biggest bulk of online money right now is being spent by Generation Xers because, they're at that point. But I think that's what Filipinos are doing now. They're renting a car. They're payment plan for this, payment plan for that. They're overextended. So, maybe their income's better, but their overhead is extremely high. Okay, Jim, I'm happy to hear that. I knew everybody got it today because my tab on my phone, it shows you what your money is. It's just gone. So I think what they did was they're trying to update. What's Marisol Angela City? Some guy has the biggest Hummer truck I've ever seen. Okay, Oliver, that doesn't mean he has money. It just means he has a Hummer truck. I'm not being rude either. I mean, I know people live in houses that are so big it's ridiculous. But guess what? They're so mortgage poor they can't put furniture in it. Doesn't mean they own it. If you have $1 million house and owe 1.2 on it, that's not being rich. That's called being stupid. If you're concerned about the cost of funeral, I still recommend EVM. It's cheaper and will do the same thing, about half the cost. I'm going to write it down. I didn't want to write anything down today. EVM box. Thank you, sir. I'll look into it. Brian, good morning. Good evening. There's a lot of Filipino mafia. Speaking of bananas, that honey bunny guy is so malnourished now. Spent all his pennies, even the walkers are calling him names on his live. Some guys really need to leave before it's too late. I don't know who Honey Bunny is. I've heard him talked about several times. I have no idea who he is. um, what can you say? Yes, everybody has to know when to pack it up and get out of here. Oh, I didn't mean that. I just hit somebody and I didn't mean to, dude. Where is that? I just pushed the wrong button. I think I think I found it. I feel bad. I think I just booted somebody from the room, but it was not intentional. Sorry, I thought you should know. Know what? About that EVM? I got it. I wrote it down. Knowing you can't truly trust locals or foreigners there, what's the safe way to associate with others? Exactly that, in a safe way. Here's the thing, man. Don't do business with them. Don't talk about money with them. Don't share your expenses situation with them. And don't tell them about your relationship status either. So, I mean, that's about it. And that's, listen, man, other than most of us only have a circle of five, right? 5 to 10 people in your life. You shouldn't be telling that shit to anybody anyway. Don't tell them how you get your money, where you spend your money at, where you go get your money. Don't tell them any of that shit. Money is the number one thing, man, here. You're in a third world country. And guess what? Most of the foreigners are third world people. No offense to the Jims and Zachs, but we're third world people. We're living in a third world country. It's not like we brought our first world country life to the third world country. We did not. Don't be confused by the Freddie Flintstones. It's not real. Don't discuss money. It's like bringing drugs to a drug house. Don't do it. I'm not going to bring a big bag of drugs into a drug house and tell them, I got a big bag of drugs. Well, guess what? You won't for long. It doesn't work for me, Zach. That happens. If you need to know how to unblock somebody, just let me know. I can walk you through it. Well, I will need to know how to do that because I think the guy that used to run my thing blocked people. I don't usually block people. I usually just put a 24-hour, whatever it's called, ban, timeout, I think they call it. But I do need to find out where my block list is and just open it back up and see what happens. Yeah, it wasn't you, Jim. I don't know who it was. That's me, retired Chief Warrant Officer, U.S. Navy. I'm watching a movie called The Last Ship on Netflix. You guys are Navy guys, might know all about it. I'm learning all these new, like XO and this and that. I didn't know what all those things were. I'm not a Navy guy. Don't tell them your secret location. Well, that's easy enough to find out from anybody. Everybody knew where I lived when I was there. Not that it mattered, but every bar girl knew where I lived. And literally, I'd come out and there'd be 2 or 3 of them every day or night. I'd wake up in the morning, there'd be people wanting to make me breakfast. That's no bullshit. Because I knew I'm a bachelor. That's what I am. I'm not a relationship kind of guy, or at least I wasn't. Lowrider. Of course. Great. Just tell everyone you are poor. Brad, I still do that, and people still want money. I'm on YouTube telling people I'm poor, and people still want money. Yeah, I know, Ray. You're the pussy hound. It is what it is. I'm here right now, so the pussy here is going to have to work. Best thing to do here is to keep a low prow on your Western attitude, mouth shut. Amen, big boss, man. He said it. And that's the truth, man. He's on point with that one. To check and see who was hidden on your channel, you go to the studio, go to settings, then go to community moderation, go to user management, scroll down, and you'll find the hidden users section. Whew, there's a lot of buttons to push. Maybe you ought to just be my moderator. Just click the X out beside them and you won't be blocked any longer. Not today. I'm not doing all that. Jetpack for me, based on what I've done so far here, and that's, I've rented 2 apartments. One was furnished, one was unfurnished when I was in Angeles. Then I came here and rented a house that was supposed to be furnished but wasn't, and now I'm in an apartment that's furnished. For me, I always say, if you don't know where you're going to be next month or 6 months from now, always rent a fully furnished place so you're not buying all the fans and the rice pots and thermoses and all that cooking shit. Rent something that's fully furnished and has an air conditioner. These things and refrigerator. That shit can get expensive if you have to start paying for it, and every 6 months you're moving. I mean, because let me tell you, if you buy a refrigerator for 10,000, 15,000 pesos, you're not selling it for that much, especially as a foreigner. I had a brand new refrigerator and smart television at my apartment. Never used either one of them, and I couldn't get half of what I paid for them. Brand new. They weren't even 7 months old. Citizen Village, it's a good movie. Check it out. Yes, sir. I don't know that one. How many members do you have for the live stream tomorrow? I have no idea, Watch. I didn't look yet. I think we had 20 members so far, though. I prefer Thai chicks. They seem to take care of themselves better. Yeah, listen, I don't know dick about Thai chicks, but I do know the Filipino girls are a lot chubbier than everybody told me, and they're a lot unhealthier. I've met girls that are even thin. They have breathing problems. They have that sleep apnea issue. They have high blood pressure. You can smell the salt in their urine when they pee. Greyhound about sub hunters was pretty good. My old man was a submariner, and served on a destroyer. Mad props. Mad props. Good morning to Watcher. Yeah, see, that should have been the first thing you said. Good morning, Watcher. How are you? Only like a channel manager could do that. Oh, I see. I'm learning slowly but surely. Crap cheap. I prefer unfinished for long term. Long term, yeah. Long term. But if you're bouncing around from location to location, just rent a studio condo or apartment that's furnished. That's just me. That's just mine. Damn. Buongiorno. Sammy the Bull. Good morning, sir. My friends from Pennsylvania at the college outside of Scranton, PA, I went to said I talked country. I am in Ohio, Seattle. Meanwhile, my friend from Lancaster was saying, use. Yeah, I say use all the time, and I'm not from Lancaster. I get it, really. I got more of that Philly accent. Yeah, modern furniture appliance here can and will cost you. I know because I'm still furnished. Yeah, dude. I bought all that shit. I bought 2 air conditioners. One was a split type. The other one was a window unit. I bought TVs. I bought refrigerators. And I thought, I'm not doing this again. When I found this place, some people, are you overpaid? Overpaid. I'm on the 2nd floor. It's secure. It's tiled everywhere. The walls are tiled. The floors are tiled. It's insulated. It's got air conditioning. It's got curtains and a bed and all the shit I needed. Hell no. CCTV. Wall. Secret location with a pool and nobody in it. Yeah, dude, I'm not going to write that stuff down right now. I'll contact you after we're out of here. Thank you for your service, CW, U.S. Navy in 70s. My son just retired. Master Chief. See, they're the things I'm learning on that Netflix series. Master Chief. I mean, the series kind of sucks after the 2nd season. I just like the learning that I did on it. I feel like something biting me. After that, they started showing the Navy doing things that the Navy would never do. They became MacGyver assault. They became MacGyver Rambos. Diabetes here, diabetics here because of all the rice and coke and Yeah, dude. My last girlfriend, she would drink 3 to 4 Cokes a day. I just looked at her. I was like, this girl wasn't fat. Wasn't skinny, wasn't fat. But that Coke, man, I don't know who that guy is, but I don't get into that stuff. Do you find it difficult to stay single or easier to find a good partner? Finding a good partner is hard no matter where you go, man. I don't care what country you're in or how much money you have. A good partner, if it, it got to meet your old boxes, that's a hard thing to accomplish. But being single sucks too because I don't have, it doesn't suck. It's like, it's six of one, half dozen of another. You get a girlfriend, you get frustrated and don't want to be near all the time. And this, I want the hybrid girlfriend. I'll see you 3 days a week. You have your own job, your own place, your own responsibilities. Yeah, I'll reimburse you for whatever I have to reimburse you for. But I don't want one of those girlfriends where, I'll move in with your daddy and, just give me 20K a month. No, I'm not giving you dick. No, I am giving you dick. I'm not giving you 20K. These guys that are paying to have a girlfriend, that just doesn't make sense to me. And guess what? The bar girls started that. The bar girls have to be the founding fathers or founding hoes of that kind of relationship here in the Philippines. And then everybody else that showed up, whether it was Dumaguete or somewhere else or Cebu or wherever, they now think that's the norm. It's not. Most of these girls, if you talk to the Filipino guys, they don't even want those girls. So now we're paying for them. Most of those guys won't even give them a time of day unless they're drunk and they bend them over and give them a whack on top of the cabot. That's it. They want to date them. They want to live with them. Big boss. Are they better there for diabetics? Gotti, the HBO movie with Armand Asante was epic. Yeah, that was. I watched that. That was good. I think he was talking about the diabetics, but I don't know what he meant with the. Did he mean medication? I don't know what they meant. Are the mega malls as popular? Yes. Jetpack, yes. If you can't go in one of those malls and walk out knowing you're getting laid either that moment or later that day, then you ought to go back home. If you can't walk into a chicken house and get a chicken, there's something wrong with you. That's what the malls are like. All you have to do is sit at a cafe and you're guaranteed to get somebody's love. Unfortunately, we don't have any mega malls around here. I'm trying to run through this because I'm way behind. Let me try to catch up. Danny, good morning. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up to everybody here. Good morning. Yes. Are the roaches as horrible in apartments and condos due to the building's hygiene? Jet, when I stayed in CDO, I stayed on the 26th floor of a condo, right? And this was a newer condo building. It was an Airbnb. I walked in. Now, I was previously in Angeles City. The roaches there were every bit as big as my mouse. A mouse. I'm not exaggerating. And here I go, and now I'm about to lay down, and I see all these little bugs. They look bigger than ants, but smaller than a big roach. And I'm like, what the? And they're all coming from everywhere. And I go downstairs. I talk to the management, and the owner of the building comes over, or the agent puts me in a different building. They were baby cockroaches coming from everywhere. This was a new building. Two things that are guaranteed of high blood pressure or diabetes. Yeah, and if you're not cut a baby, I love the guys. Listen, if you come here wanting a baby, that's one thing. If you come here to knock up a bunch of girls you don't even like, that's just stupid. And it's not nice to them. I'm going to check right now how many thumbs up I have. I had 64 people in the room. I don't know how to check it. Yes, I do. Here we go. Making me watch it. I apologize. Where does it say the thumbs up? 32. That was half. It's the first time I was able to watch my own video while I'm doing it. Thank you for explaining that. I just misunderstood, Big Boss. All right. Let's see, Zach. Now you're going to the Mall of Asia. Can you afford a bitch that's walking around in the Mall of Asia? I think not. We were, we were talking about pussy. Yeah, it's a smorgasbord, but it's all girls that want somebody to spend a couple thousand on them every day. Be realistic. Commitment is one of the foundations of life and wonders. Uh, Listen, you're gonna. I just talked to a guy. He's 75 years old. He lives in Cebu. I've been in touch with him on and off for the last 3.5 years. 75 years old. He rents a little, not little, a nice two-bedroom apartment in the province of Cebu on a small dead end like street, cul-de-sac street. He has three honeys a week. They some of them are 500, some of them are 1,000. He never gets more than 1,000. They cook, they clean, they massage, and they polish the knob. That's my kind of lifestyle. Especially if you'd have to refresh your browser. Forget so being probably wag. My son is a shellback and swam in the marina. I was also afraid to take jump into the water. But Gary, you're talking languages I don't understand. I've heard by a lot of content creators saying the taste of beef isn't the same in the US. Well, it's not the same beef, dude. These are, the beef in the US, we have cows just for that. Then you have dairy cows. A dairy cow is not the same as a cow that you get beef from. It's just not. Dairy cows in the US are generally slaughtered and then become what? Taco Bell, dog food, shit like that. And that's the truth. Taco Bell's meat is just barely above grade level of dog. So, that's the reality of it. Same with when you buy those frozen tortilla things or whatever, and the beef that's in them, it's the same as Taco Bell. So a dairy cow is not meant to give you good beef. And the cows they have here, they almost look like steer, like they're so malnutrition. But that's what a real cow looks like. I don't think cows really became cows until the West in the US. Here we go. Watch, I don't know. Go to the Mall of Asia and go find one. I was at the Mall of Asia with a girl, so how would I know? I can't afford them, but just to let others know. Nah, I'm not being a jerk off. It's just, if you're trying to save money on Pootie, that's you're better off going to a bar if you're going to spend that kind of money. It's okay, buddy. I appreciate you. You too. I think you said your name's Gary. Yeah, taco is hot garbage, but that's my point. The beef here is worse than that. The beef here, I guarantee. Look, I met a woman that was on this channel who made a comment to me that nutrition is nutrition, and I beg to differ. I beg to differ that meat from an undernourished cow is just as good as meat from a good cow. I beg to differ the way you cook it gives you better or worse. Like she's telling me, it doesn't matter if that cow is undernourished, healthy. Doesn't matter how much fat is on it or not fat on it. Doesn't matter what it ate, didn't eat. Didn't matter if it had a bunch of drugs in it, didn't it? It doesn't matter how it's cooked. The nutrition from this one meat is the same. No, there's no fucking way. Are you telling me if I eat a T-bone USDA steak every day and the guy eating Taco Bell every day eats the same amount of Taco Bell, we both have the same bodies and health? There's no freaking way. I love Taco Bell right now. Proud member for Golden Shore in Neptune's Court. You're still talking stuff I don't understand. What's a Neptune's Court? Hi from the great. Hey, hey. I wonder how much it costs to import some real beef cows. I seen YouTube. I seen a whole truckload of them drive by, and then they pulled over and let them all out to graze on the fields. I don't know where they were going. They were going that direction, so that's towards Iloilo. I don't know, unless they were getting on a boat. I thought you said it was that. Pollywog is a sailor who never crossed the equator on ship. Shellback crossed the equator, went through a ritual that meets a boy and man. Oh, see? Rituals of manhood. See? It all goes back to this book, Gary. This is a very good book for what you're talking about. Of course, you guys have Shellback. I guess I'm a pollywog because I've never crossed any equator that I know of, especially on a ship. Can you realistically eat out all the time, or is cooking at home safer and cheaper? Get back again, I go with the hybrid. I typically eat my breakfast, and if my breakfast is late every day, I usually eat around 11. So I'll eat a late breakfast, which is usually, well, it's not usually, it always is eggs. And I'll eat between 4 and 6 eggs, depending what else I have with that meal. And then later in the day, I'll go out to eat. And sometimes I'll eat at a nice cafe that costs, 600, 700 pesos. Sometimes I'll go to a place I know is only 300 pesos. Or I'll go buy a roasted chicken that's already cooked. I'm not cooking a dinner, and for many reasons. Number 1, I don't wanna clean up. Number 2, I just don't want to. Number 2, 3, it's probably cheaper in the end day. And number 4, when you cook inside an apartment, guess what? You gotta raise that air con because it will get hot in here. Alex Souza, I bought the Australian beef at, Landers. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I didn't like it. Gary says, "Fuck that ritual." The seal rib beef pat pork doesn't belong in spaghetti. The fuck? I'm making pork meatballs, but I'm not putting in spaghetti. Oh, speaking of which, guys, I never made this before, but I have the chicken leftovers and I figure I'm gonna do it because I wanna make some bone broth anyway. If I'm making chicken rice soup, right? I'm gonna make my stock and put my vegetables and all that shit in it. When do I add the rice? Like, do I put that do I cook the rice, then put it in, or do I just put the rice in the broth and let it cook in the broth? Just asking because I don't know. Asking for a friend. Appreciate it. Mess. What's the mess? Scotty, since we're all gonna talk about this stuff, what's the mess? Have you ever been disgruntled Filipino make false accusations against you or threat to have you yes. Yes, Danny. Yes, only 1. Actually, 2. I've had 2. The one has made threats against me since the day I met her 2 years ago and continues to do so. The other one was a girl that when I lived in Angeles, I lived in the slums in Hensonville, it's called. Anyway, she was a school teacher, and she came to visit me, and she got wild and crazy, we had a good night out, and we went back to the apartment, we had another good night of wild fun, and then she got crazy because she was obliviously drunk, and I said to her, I said, "You either calm down or sleep on the sofa or go home." And she goes, "I'm gonna go home." I said, "Good." So I walked her to the gate, out to the street, closed the gate, locked the gate, and told her to fuck off. She called the next day, she went to the barangay and said that I put her life in jeopardy because I let her walk down that street at night. Oh, you all hit the like button. It promotes world peace and it keeps your vi women will find you more attractive. Yes! My God, Mateo. Question about meat looks gross in the stores to me. I eat meat and fish. Chickens look meant to be eaten. Chickens look meant to be eaten in some fish, but I'm still a work in progress with eating meat. I'm in a work in progress. I don't eat much of the meat here. I found a cafe that I get, beef what do they call it? Beef ugh, it's eggs and beef. Um, the beef there is decent. They actually take care of it for me. They cut it in little strips. It's the only place I eat beef unless I go to a restaurant that I know makes American food. I've ordered a ribeye in a steak place before. It was thinner than this. Like, dude, you're gonna give me a ribeye, give me a half inch or more. Sounds like Filipino. But, and I overpaid. It was like 1,600 pesos for a 4-ounce ribeye. Fuck off. Oh, I don't know if it's Rituals of Manhood. This one's I don't know that book, Jim. Were you talking about this book? You talking about Rituals of Manhood. I don't know Rituals of Manhood. See if you can some of the book page. You got a lot of sailors here, Matt. Yeah, I like seamen. Yeah, you hang out. I have a mess here. Yeah, Matt likes the seamen. Woo, woo. Usually we get a lot of women. We don't have any women say. Everyone say hi. Say how loud your neighbors are. Their how does it compare to a neighbor in Philly? Big difference. Big difference. Neighbors in Philly, they just fight with each other usually. You know, the man's always fighting with it. That's back in the 70s and 80s. I don't even know if that still happens, but um, here it's roosters and dogs. It's not people. I don't have that karaoke thing like most people have. Here by 7 o'clock at night, it's quiet. Other than dogs. Dogs behind me is the what do you call it? The guys that go out and lifeguards, whatever, uh, Coast Guard. They keep their dogs out here, so it gets pretty loud at times. Mad respect, but I'm a ground man. Go Army, beat Navy. We've been kicking butt the past few years. Yeah. I generally like you, Matt, but you made assumptions and treated me like shit in here. Dude, are you gonna keep going on about this? Do you have a pussy or do you have a cock, man? Get over it. For fuck's sakes, it was 2 days ago. If there's no hard feelings, why are we all caps and shit? Fuck off. Christ, grow a pair of balls, man. Most of the beef here comes from Australia and India. Listen, man, if you find good beef and prepare it properly, you're not cooking it like a T-bone. You're not cooking it like a ribeye. You're not cooking it like that. But you can get beef and it has nutrition, and I need beef. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. The book is called Wild at Heart, and it's by John Eldridge. There's a lot of masculinity stuff in there. There's also a lot of theology, and it basically demonstrates how the church, the government, the people have and men of civilization have basically lost their identity with masculinity. And it mentions a lot of good stuff with theology in it, and how Jesus was stronger than people say, and how the church now is trying to make people more passive, and that's not really what we were intended to be. It gives you relationship advice with either your children or your wife or other men. It's a really good book, Jim. You add the rice into the soup if you like. I'm only doing it by cooking it in this. Okay, so at the end of the cooking, with the last 20 minutes, then I add the rice. Got it. Thank you, Sammy. I'm not typically a good cooker, but I buy these roasted chickens and I hate wasting the carcass. So I'm going to make chicken rice soup. A Spifford lifelong club that many sailors aspire to be in, but very few are. I'm not son for being in the club. It's a mess. I gotta look into this. I like learning this stuff. Welcome, welcome. You got me thinking about Taco Bell. I normally eat there like a couple times a month. Dude, I haven't I think I eat Taco Bell before I turned 50, I never had it. And then I had it, and then I think maybe I've had it maybe once a month after that. I'll tell you what I'm really jonesing for. You're talking about fast food, but I'm really jonesing for a spicy Popeyes chicken sandwich, like maybe 6 of them with the pickles, extra pickles. Girl with beautiful yeah, if you can find one with a good voice, hands down the best thing you can do. Sadly, though, most of these people don't sound as good as they think they do, and the rest of the people think they sound good because 'cause they're 2 or 3 red horses in. Where can you go to find in-depth conversations about philosophy, psychology, or self-growth? Unfortunately, I think I found my outlet here, and not all the time, but sometimes there's people I meet on here that I'll engage with outside of here, meaning YouTube. Outside of YouTube, I met one woman here She was actually a bar girl, oddly enough, that was totally into this stuff, theology and Robert Greene and all the Stoicism stuff. She was really intelligent with it. Unfortunately, she thought of it as being woke and the millennial side of she was extremely attractive as well. No kids, sexy. Um, but for me so far, it's been here. I met one other dude, Navy guy, older guy, not older than me. Um, he was really smart and intelligent and knew all the stuff that I'm into. But actually finding people other than that, expats especially, there's not many. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying I haven't found them. The smart guys. I've met a couple. You either find one of two guys here. One that's surviving, like literally barely making it by, but has a ton of reasons to be spending more money than he should. And then you have the other guys that, don't have that much money, but pretend like they do. There's the two guys I run into. I never run into a guy that just doesn't talk about money at all, one way or the other, and just deals with life and masculinity and philosophy and theology and personal growth and development. I haven't found those guys. I found a bunch of guys that want to tell you how to beat the system, whether it's back home or here. Those guys don't do it for me. Men are meant to be masculine. You think? Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. I think somebody ought to send me a bunch of Popeyes and Delisandro's steak sandwiches. What's oh oh oh, what is that? Wish the gym. I'm missing something here. I have great care. Oh, yeah. He is fortunate. Some of these people, I'd rather listen to the Roosters. When the commander needs info, he goes to his chiefs. Chiefs run the Navy. People would find me very eloquent. I'm a redneck. I'm not eloquent. I mean, I'm as hillbilly as you can get, but or Philly hillbilly. My friends at the campgrounds used to tease me because I'm like a hillbilly, but a Philly hillbilly. But I mean, fuck. It doesn't mean you don't have the intellect to have a conversation. You clearly do, YouTube. Yes. Distance. One point with that comment, bro. 100% agree with you. We were meant to be idiots. We are idiots by design for the most part, and I feel bad because most of the people I'm friends with, when I first became friends with a lot of these guys, I liked them because they were smart. They were much, it's just like when I used to lift weights. I'd lift weights with the guys that were stronger, and the friends developed over the years were smarter. But now I'm realizing now I'm evolving into something better than them. Does that mean I don't like them? No. It just means now I got to find people that know a little more about certain things than they do because they were who were my teachers, my fundamentals. We were not designed to be smart. We're not. I'm a prime example, dude. I went through high school as a jock and a bully and a guy that didn't do shit in school, made it all the way through the system. Then when I went to college, the lady looked at me, she said, "Did you actually graduate?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "No." I had to take the what was it called? I don't even know what it's called. Algebra. Basic algebra I had to start over with in college. I said to me, "I'm not coming here to get a degree." I said, "Why do I need to do?" "Well, you need to." Well, I'm not looking to get a good degree. I just want some courses. I'm paying for them. Fuck. Anchors. Besides from the homeless and daily scammers, what are the biggest challenges of farmers may face? Like you're asking a lot of. First, I'd just like to say that the scammers aren't something you encounter all the time here. It's the white tax that if you're not, what's the word? If you're not paying attention to it, they're going to do it to you. And if you don't say something or decide not to pay for that thing, they will continue to do it to you. And believe me, I've met a woman. She called me her soup. I would buy everything from her in the mornings. My coffees, my this, and that. It's cheaper than going to the store. And I realized she's charging me just a little bit more for everything. So I told her, I said, listen, the lady down the street, It's 20 cents cheaper for the charcoal. It's 20 cents cheaper for pesos, sorry. And she looked at me and she goes, "What would you like, sir?" I said, "I'd like you to match that price. I'm gonna go to her." I can't do that. So I went there. Then she complained and then told the other she got in a fight with the other owner of the store. I figured it was Hawaii. I wasn't sure. I like what you just wrote there. You have to write it down because it's gonna remind me to read something. I haven't made up the self-realization part. Listen, man, I don't know how old any of you guys are. When did you guys all develop your awareness? My awareness, I always knew something was wrong and I was meant for something different and things weren't exactly the way I was living it to be, but I never knew what it really was until my first divorce. And then even the friends I met during that time, they trying to bring me into being a better person. But not until I was in my 40s did I realized, oh shit, I'm meant for a different path, a different journey. Those anchors, harder, definitely. Sure. Thank you for your service. That was a fine. You know what? Your ass, I feel like raw hamburger, dude. It does bust your ass up, man. I'll tell you what, Sammy, since you're over there in Italy and you got that great little name, I could go for some really good homemade marinara sauce, man. I'm craving it. No, no. My mom, both my parents were born in 1935. My mom was my dad was, my dad worked, provided, and that was where it began and ended with him. The rest of it was nothing, but my mom would pull my hair, pull me by my ears. I don't know if you guys all had the big kitchen fork, wooden fork and paddle spoon. I know Sammy the Bull probably did. My mom busted more of those over my ass. She used to buy the little thing paddle ball with the rubber ball. She would buy them, take the string off, and that was for beating my ass. Dude, I wasn't we weren't allowed to use the word sex. As teenagers, I couldn't even say the word sex. Yeah, I'm with you, Jim. It's so true. It's not a compliment, it's the truth, buddy. I'm just saying the truth. You wouldn't be engaging in a conversation with me if you didn't have that. Can you trust a maid or housekeeper inside your home with being present? With it, you mean without being present? Oh, no, I wouldn't trust anybody inside your home without being present. Simple as that. Nobody, anybody, anything. That includes your girlfriend, unless you're with her a very long time, and even then, have the suitcase with a lock on it and whatever's inside there locked. Fuck that. I don't trust anybody. You know what the biggest thing I feared was, even when I lived with a woman, was my passport. I hid that thing so well, nobody's getting access to my shit. That prevents me from either leaving, that means credit cards. No, in Texas, I've experienced plenty of times to avoid opinion with you. No, I mean, yes, but no, Sammy, because a lot of us aren't with Filipinos. You gotta learn the price of things and either look, there's a guy I buy my eggs from every week. It's 260 pesos for a 30 pack of eggs. Every week I go there. The other day I went there. I've been there every week for the last 4 months. The other day I went there, I gave him 300 and he gave me 30 back. And I didn't know it until I was walking away. I went back. I said, "Yeah, dude, you only gave me 30 pesos." "Oh, no, 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 I give you 40." I said, "No, dude, you gave me 30 pesos." And he wouldn't give me the 10 pesos. So the other day when I went to get my eggs, I literally went right next door and bought my eggs. And he's like, "You asked me." I don't care. These guys, they'll take that extra 10 pesos to lose a future customer. That's how fucked up they are. Did you know it's more difficult to travel into or out of the country if you don't live in a major city? Well, I mean, you have to travel out from a major city. So, like, for instance, here, when I'm leaving I have to travel to Clark or Cebu in Manila to exit. So it's 2 plane tickets, right? Big Al, we are lucky this massive typhoon will miss us for lots of yeah, I saw that the other day. Oh, we are lucky. Lucky. Let's be grateful. Everybody be grateful. I mean, Brent's in the house. What's good, Matt? What's good, Matt? Were you aware of the actual fights in the stands at Steelers and Eagles games? There's two famous Eagles fans these balls onto the field. I can't say I remember that. I do remember this is opposite of the Eagles. I remember I think it was 1980 or 83 or 81, something like that. I believe it was a doubleheader in Vet Stadium with the Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it was a giant fight. And I remember watching Pete Rose. I believe that fight started because of Willie Stargell was his name. Ugh. Pete Rose just got a big contract, and he just sat on the sideline like this. He wasn't getting involved in that fight. And I was a little kid. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I remember the whole stadium shaking, and we were all crying. But no, I wasn't aware of the actual fights in the stands. Seems like a lot of common sense questions being asked. Yeah, well, I think that guy's I can't tell if he's serious or if he's not. If he's on the side of extreme caution. Big boss. I was just telling people I was texting a guy that I haven't texted since I originally arrived in the Philippines. I met him before on Facebook. We texted a lot. He lives in Cebu, older guy, 75. And I looked back at the messages because they were still in there once he texted me yesterday. And I was like, holy shit. I was complaining about paying for girls. I was complaining about this. And then I just somewhere went off the deep end. It's like, it's like I'm scared of heights. So it's like going up to the edge of a cliff and saying, I'm not going to jump. I can't believe this is so high. I'm shaking. This is nervous. And then I just jumped. So I didn't err on the side of caution. At least I thought I was. And then I totally lost it. Yes, beaten plenty of times with the wooden spoon when they spoke out of line. Oh, yeah, dude. At least you got to speak. We didn't have a line. Speaking. Children to be seen, not heard. That's what I was always told. It's hilarious. You couldn't use the word sex. And I was like, "Oh, dude, it wasn't my mom, it was my dad." My dad didn't let me watch the Dukes of Hazzard. I don't yeah, okay. I'm the same way, Alex. Do you find it difficult to find ways to stay mentally or physically busy throughout your day? My mom broke a guitar over my head because I wouldn't share it with my brother. Shit. Sorry, Jim. I wanna say I'm laughing with you, and I probably am. That's a good one. I'm assuming you paid for the guitar because if your mom paid for the guitar, that kinda makes her a student nod. Your questions are getting yeah, Scotty, I'm with you. I went past it because now I feel like he's fucking with me. Bought a safe just for my housekeeper not to have access. Oh, Mr. Moneybag here. Oh, my balls hurt. When I sit on this wooden chair after a couple hours, my balls hurt. How long have I been on? Oh, I'm done. 90 minutes was my I'm thinking I wanna go to, Boracay today, maybe in the afternoon when the sun's coming down, just be on the beach with a beer and a girl. Not a girl, maybe a girl, who knows? But a beach with the girls is what I meant to say. Zach, I can't really complain about 49. By the way, are commercials running on this? I don't even know. When you set it up on StreamYard, it's hard to check these things. 49 of 59. 49 is pretty good for me. I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't mind getting 50. 12, 12 subscribers, or what are they called? Members. I just spit into the trash can. Usually I'll miss it. You you had enough money for the girl on the beach. I have enough money for all the girls on the beach. How's that, Watcher? Watcher, I don't know who told you I was like some poor schlep that's dying. You've repeatedly talked about this, but did somebody like show you my bank account and I'm unaware of it? Like I'm confused. Watcher always mentions money with me as if he's trying to upset me. But what he's really proven is he probably doesn't have much. Yeah. No. Sorry to hear that. I try not to go for this life. Okay. She's wasting her money. Jesus Christ. Where was that big boss? In the Philippines? A cop shot another cop? Fucking idiots. Hey, see, Watcher, you see, damn, son. What it's not 1980 anymore, bro. Damn, son. How about just like get off of it, bro? Do I look like I'm starving to you? I'm just asking. Constantly with the money dibs. Man, go suck some other guy's cock if you're into it. Apparently you didn't, Jim. It's good to have these memories. Come on. I remember my sister. You remember aluminum foil? My sister threw an aluminum foil box, not the foil, but the box at me. And obviously intended not to hurt me. It's just a box, right? Can you believe the little thing that cuts the edge of the foil? Sliced the whole side of my finger. Sorry, guys. It's going to be a bad day. Dodgers are losing. Only a West Coast guy would complain about his team losing. Hey, boss. Well, we all do pay, but you asked the question, do I have enough money for that? If I don't have enough money for it, then I don't buy it, right? It's not like you can get a payment plan for one of these hoes. Chill in the projections. I'm not chief. I'm the XO. I don't know how many commercials come on. I've been on for almost 2 hours, so or 1 hour and 40 minutes. Just Western civilization, not the rest of the world. I got bad news for guys that think the Philippines and the Asian countries are like so far behind the US like they used to be. I read so many articles before I came here that, oh, going to the Philippines is like going into the USA in 1950. No, it's not anymore. When it comes to the people's, how they act and behave. I mean, has anybody walked down a place anywhere in the Philippines and seen a woman or a man with their eyes straight up? No, they've all got their heads down, walking. They're walking and playing on phones. Their values and beliefs aren't what they people used to say. Like I said before I came here, everybody said, "Oh, it's like 1950 America." No, it's not. Because 1950 America wasn't everybody spreading their legs for a couple pesos. It wasn't everybody staring at social media all day long. It wasn't a bunch of people watching Korean drama. It wasn't any of that shit. Give me my Sunny snack. PB. Oh, I wish I could have a PB&J. Not on social media. Right, here we go. Well, I'm pretty sure I don't have to read into this. You said I sound insecure. If you don't like my insecurities, beat it. I feel like every time I do a live stream, dude, you're like the only person that gives me a heartache. So maybe we're just in a bad relationship, Watcher. If you know what my problem is, maybe you should walk around it instead of me fucking trying to understand it. If you don't like it, fuck off. I'm tired. It's like every time I do a live stream, you're the only one that fucking makes my balls hurt. Matt, and yes, watch the commercial about lawn care and labor. Yeah. What kind of lawn care did you see? Jim in the mall. Nice, man. I like that mall in CDL. If it's the one I'm thinking of, Matt. One thing I'll say, there are 1,000 bloggers here, and many of them are similar. There are no other Mad Matt, period. I appreciate you, Brent. I hope you're being serious. I really appreciate that. But no, there's no other Fred Flintstone either. There's no other this guy. Yeah, here, and many of them are. I didn't know that. Honestly, I think a lot of them talk about the same shit. You know how many people have complained to me here about my live streams? Yo, dude, you have no like steady, content when you're in a live stream. Well, it's not. It's a live stream. Everybody's in it. I don't want everybody to sit here. I guess. Thank you. This media, this video, I think it's raining. Yeah, I wish somebody was here to pay to boot him out. Who we talking about, Sammy? Are we on the same? Are we on the same subject on the same person? I just feel like no matter what he always wants to say, "Oh, I'm not dissing on you. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not a troll," but it's all troll behavior. It's like a guy that beats his wife. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I wasn't right. I wasn't thinking right. I don't know what I was doing. The community, the community are more likely like early 60s tech as good as but the US. Yeah, but I'm not talking about tech. I'm talking about the people. All right, everybody. I'm going to ask a question, and we have 57 people in the room. How many people want to see Watcher go bye byes? Because he no longer adds anything relevant to anything. All he does is bash. Do you want to keep basher? I mean, Watcher. If you want to keep bashing, here's an idea. Let me know something about you, something real, something vulnerable, something that's truthful, and then we can start a bash session. See, because right now it's just me that you know everything about because I've told you everything about me, and I know nothing about you, even your fucking name. So let's start with that. Give me your name, where you're located, and everything else, and then I'll start bashing you back. Because right now you do nothing for me other than make me want to punch in your head. So tell me something about you. So much personal growth and outward blame. Where's my outward blame? I'm blaming you for something you're actually doing, which do you not want me to? I have two choices. I can get rid of you, block you, or not respond to you. If I don't respond to you, you bitch and moan and give me full. You know what? Fuck this. What am I doing, man? Bye, bitch. Here's another one. Look at this. The Philippines has made you so bitter. I feel like I'm pretty happy. After the bar girls took you for they didn't take me for a ride, bro. I paid for them, they fucked me, and that's what happens. You pay for a bar girl, you fuck the bar girl, and she goes. Then you pay for another one and you fuck her and she goes. Didn't take all my money. You want to see my money? Teddy, don't know you from a hill of beans. when you have enough balls to come on here, and I don't know if I'm gonna win or lose, but at least we'll have enough balls. You'll put your money up on a stream, I'll put mine up on the stream. That's it. Right. "Hey, Matt, I just got out of an 18-month unhealthy, putting it lightly, relationship up here in Cavite. She's begging and begging me to come back. Dude, I don't know where to go. Any suggestions?" Away from her. If she lives there, you should leave there. That's it. Because I'll tell you, and don't leave there and tell her you're leaving there. Just get up and leave. Because if she knows you're leaving, she's going to just assume that you're putting your dingling in somebody else. And then suddenly there's going to be some barangay charges and something else. Of course, I'm the asshole for saying that, right? But we all know it's 100% accurate and true. Where she's going to ask you for money because she has nowhere to go. Dude, I would just give notification and bounce. She's out, or is she with you? You said you got out of the relationship, but is she still living with you? Or was she ever living with you? Dude, seriously, bounce. I don't know exactly much about Kavita. Maybe just go to a different Airbnb or if you want to stay in the area, or even a different room if she has access to it. These girls are very icky when you don't give them everything they want, especially if they feel like you did one over on them. Don't fall for it, man. Don't fall for what? Yeah, Watcher's gone. The next one is gonna be, why do I even say next one? This guy's next. Teddy. How much would you bring for a good 2 to 3 week first time visit over there, Matt? Not including plane. Uh, where you landing distance, that's the most important thing. Where are you going? Is your intent to date a girl or is your intent to blast through a bunch of bar girls? Money counts when it comes to Pootie here, man. Everything else remains the same, man. Food, dining out, buying things, renting apartment, whatever you're staying. All of that is basically all in this area. Girls can take that trip way different places. Right, I got it, buddy. I appreciate you. One thing I can promise you, Johnny B. Good, I'm not having a stroke or a heart attack, bro. You'll have one before me. Brent, change SIM cards, phone numbers, and just leave. 7K plus islands? What's that? Islands. You get a new SIM card. I've learned. Yeah, you definitely have to change your SIM card. You can change your WhatsApp anyway, but the SIM card has to go. But you have to leave, man. If there's any chance that she's going to keep coming back, and I've dealt with this, and I'm sure everybody else has at some point, it's going to never end. You're not going to win that. The only way to win it would be to, you know what, and you can't do that here. That's the only way you can win it here. 2 grand. I have 2 grand ain't getting you a place to live for a month. You still have to rent a hotel or Airbnb. I mean, even if you do 1,000 pesos a day for food, think about it. 1,000 pesos a day for food, 30K. That's 400 right there, right? Are you drinking? There's more. You're talking 2,000 pesos a day for 30 days. That's 60. That's 1,000 right there. You haven't even rented a place to live or gotten a piece of ass. Jordan, I get them, man, because the sad part is anybody that mentions money I know is a troll because all they want to do is Stay safe, bro. I met up with a woman who would stay a few days, disappear a few days, and she was always just show up back at room without the notice is not my kinda thing. Yeah. I met a girl when I was in Angeles, kinda same thing. She was from Manila, and I would just tell her, "Look, this weekend come," or, "Oh, you have 2 days." She worked at a call center. "You have 2 days off this week? Come in those 2 days." And this went smoothly until one day I come out of my apartment, there she is. I'm thinking, I always have to pay for this bus trip. It's 450 pesos. How did she get here? Why is she here?" And she said, "Oh, well, you work mornings." "No, I wasn't. You weren't supposed to come in until next week." "Oh." And then I just said to her, "Here's 500 pesos. Go home." The same thing. She was trying to catch me doing something that she thought I was doing in her head. Whether I was or wasn't, it doesn't matter. She made the shit up in her head. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, Jordan, that most of these guys are sitting in mommy's basement and have probably never been here. Brent, pack your shit to go when she is not around. Good luck on your next endeavor. Toxic relationships are tough here, man. See, man, they are so tough here. It's not like back at home. Usually a girl just goes, or she'll text you for a few nights, or when she, what do you call it, drunk text. But they won't just continuously fuck with you. Here, they can fuck you to the point where you're rotting in a jail if it gets bad enough. Get out, Brent. Get out. Come stay here, bro. It's nice here. Only thing about here, I'm telling you, the girls do not look at you the same as I've experienced everywhere else in the Philippines. It's just not. It's the truth, please. Uh-oh. I'm gonna say this 100 is honest. Matt definitely doesn't seem, and I know. I don't know what you're saying. Lucky for the life of me, I don't know what you're saying. 100% not nice, just honest. Matt definitely doesn't seem, and I know 99.9% is very strong based on his responses in life and his history. Oh, I didn't read the second part, Lucky. I was like, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying. Thank you, Lucky. I appreciate you. Yeah, he is the weak one. Fuck off. He can fuck off. Look at Lucky coming to the rescue. Thank you, Lucky, my bodyguard, my savior. Do I call the US? I call my two brothers. One's on Messenger, one's on WhatsApp. My sister's on WhatsApp. My cousin's on WhatsApp. My nephews are on WhatsApp. Uh, no, in fact, I've made up my mind. I have a Mint Mobile. It's a 1 year plan I pay because it ends up costing, I think, $15 a month or $10 a month. But I don't use it. So I'm gonna abandon that come January 2027. The only numbers I call are but like banking numbers, 1-800 numbers. Mm. Which you don't even have to do that. You can no, no. My iPhone's over there. I don't use it for anything at all. 0, nothing. Banking. Yeah, why inside all stuff. Just got a chauffeur ride to prom day a couple weeks ago. Oh, she's playing a lot. Yep. That's the one they use because they can't prove it or disprove it. Mine did the same thing, dude. Bounce. Get out of there. Ah, be willing to walk away, my friend. That was the hardest thing I did with the farm. I don't know why I'm yelling because now it's reminding me of my situation. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Nah, uh-uh. Walk away. That's another thing everybody will tell you in the Philippines. If you're not willing to walk away from it, you shouldn't buy it. Walk away. My girlfriend's in the room. Good morning. I miss you. How are you today? In case anybody doesn't know, I have a secret crush on Mylene. I'm just saying it now. Brent, is that material shit worth your freedom? Leave it. Yeah. Dude, either that or you're making excuses to still deal with her. You're being as you're caught up in what I call, and I've been there, so it's not like I'm putting you down. You're caught up in that toxic behavior. You're caught up in it. And sadly, it will not help you. It doesn't serve you, man. It only serves her. It's not going to serve you. When your best day is doing everything financially right, you can't keep a woman happy, let alone playing with children. Good luck with that. Some women desire more creature comforts than others. I, I, I don't know what in the hell that is. Keep a woman happy and playing with the controller. Some Filipinos are toxic city. They are passive. Like, oh, yeah. I think we all have been in that situation, man. At some point or another, we've all been in it. If you're here long enough, it's bound to happen, especially if you're not married or in a serious relationship. The sad part is you get to learn from it, you get to grow from it, you learn your red flags, learn what boundaries need to stay intact 100% all the time. Sometimes it's cute when a girl breaks your boundaries and you think it's going to be fun. No, it was God's way of telling you, look, this girl's going to be bad for you at some point. I use Wi-Fi calling, but there's no numbers for me to call is what I'm saying to you, and my plan is only $15 a month. Mint Mobile seemed to have been what I needed because, before I left the country, I had AT&T. What was the point? And I'm glad that works for you, but I'm not paying 34 a month for a phone that I don't use. I'm just not. I don't even want to use my iPostal account anymore. It serves no purpose. I don't get any mail there anymore. My person, I have so many perfect situations. I've had so many perfect situations, money girls. I never could keep creating my own challenges. It's hard. It's a journey. Lucky, I think we're on the same one, kind of. My US phone. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying I wouldn't. For me, you have a business. You said I don't need $34 a month plan. I don't even need the $15 a month plan. It doesn't serve me anymore. See, dude, walk away. Listen, if this was love and just a one-time situation, I would say, try to work it out. But you said it's toxic and you're not fixing toxic. And the more you involve yourself in toxic, the more toxic you become. Walk away, brother. I think I just yeah, I mean, that's the best way I can say it. Purpose. If somebody doesn't serve you, and I don't mean that like somebody's cooking you dinner, serving you dinner. If they don't serve your path, your way, it's not worth it. No, because then she's going to say he has to do it. YouTube. That's the thing with the Filipino women. They will give you every reason not to get what you want. You're not gonna win, bro, and you don't wanna win. That's winning is leaving. How about that? If you're one of those guys that has to win, the ultimate win is to say, "Fuck that stuff, let her have it." Then she has nothing on you. That's the ultimate win. Look, men are about winning and losing, right? Let's be honest. You're winning by losing. Accept the loss and move on. I'm telling you. There's no other. I'm not trying to be the ball buster know all. I'm just saying I've been there, done that, and the 2 extra months it took me to leave that farm and leave that girl. If I would have listened to myself 60 days before that and just said walk away, I would have been a bigger winner. Yeah, you guys enjoy your day too. I got to get out of here. I really wish, Grant, I wish you the best of luck, man, and keep us updated with it. I really do. I hope it works out for you. And Mylene, I miss you. It's control when a woman says you need to have X amount of dollars for her. Well, look, I don't think they actually say that really. They expect a certain amount, almost like like a worker, like they work for you. Um, and you're right. Look at NPR. NPR paid a certain amount of money to keep a woman happy. And ultimately, like you said, it's control. And when you try to control a woman, you can only keep her for so long. He did not keep her. And now somebody else has to pay for the baby that she's having and everything else. I'm with you on that. It's totally true. It can't be achieved. Best words you can ever say to get. It can't be achieved. I'm gonna get out of here. Good night. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Fuck off. Whatever. Goodbye.